Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Oh my God, the excitement is real. The excitement is real. Today is Wednesday, and also is going to be the day that I am going to be all over the place because tomorrow I am traveling. But anyways, for all of those of you that are new here, I am Jari with Higher Mom School Digital on a journey towards financial freedom through digital marketing, and also here to help you on your journey towards financial freedom. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning. I'm just hopping on. So excited to be here and to say that today we are going to be talking about one of the biggest struggle in the digital marketing space that I so commonly see. And you guys are going to get the point of the reason why I created a background, right, with two pictures of myself, right? Comparison syndrome. And the reason why I decided to just, instead of picking someone else's picture, I just picked myself, right? Because you should learn how to compare yourself to you. Okay, your only comparison trap and your only comparison persona should be yourself, right? I know that we get sidetracked, yourself, right? I know that we get sidetracked and else. Jolie, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I completely understand, okay? I completely understand. It's easy for me to compare myself. Good morning. For me to compare myself to Jolie, for me to compare myself to Gwen. But when you learn how to work on your mindset, right? And thank you so much for my heart, me. When you learn how to work on your mindset and learn how to stay in your own lane, how to mind your business, right? You just compare yourself to your older self, right? To your future self. That should only be the comparison that you should be comparing yourself to. Okay, is it going to elevate me? Is it going to take me back? Have I learned from this? Love the background. Hits different. And that is exactly why I was like, oh, like I like this. When I was creating it, I'm like, is you against you, baby. That's it. Right. So that is the reason behind this background. See, I am very strategic about my backgrounds. I am very strategic about my background. So Amarilis, good morning. So I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes, obviously maybe 5 more minutes before I get this started with the comparison syndrome, to allow some of the ladies to jump on. Thank you. But in the meantime, does anybody have any questions? Any questions for me? Yesterday, you already know, we spoke about the mind your own business strategy is a movement that I started, right? And in the mind your business strategy, comparison, right? It is a big part of it because we are too busy. We are too stuck. We've remained stuck. We've remained paralyzed at the fact that unfortunately, right, we are too busy worrying about all the noise, everything that is happening around us, that we lose track and lose focus of why we started this business. We lose track of why we are doing this. And I am here to say no more of that. We're not going to do that, right? We're going to learn how to mind our business. We're going to learn how to stay in our own lane, right? And we are going to learn how to just take the negative and run with it, right? Because we are just going to make sure our mindset is in the right space to succeed. Right? When you focus too much on what's going on around you and the noise, you forget to focus on your business. You get discouraged. You get overwhelmed. You start second guessing everything. You start overthinking every part of your journey. You remain paralyzed, right? Because you start saying, oh my God, this is not for me. Did I waste my time? Did I waste my money? Is this gonna work for me? That is exactly what happened when you remain paralyzed in the comparison trap. Okay. And I provided you guys with tips, right, on how to stay in your lane and worry about you. And that comes a lot with, just building the confidence from knowing your products, right? From educating yourself. That is all very important. Okay. I'm going to pause there and see if anybody has any questions. Thank you so much, Gwen, for my heart puff. Ashley, good morning. Good morning. Let me just let the ladies know 1 second. Please don't be shy. If you have any questions, please do ask away. Josie, good morning. Welcome back. Good morning. I don't know where this... Okay. So like I was saying, right? Yesterday, we spoke about the mind your business strategy. Good morning, love. We spoke about the focus formula, right? Which is very, very important. This is how you're going to learn how to stay. I'm almost done with the modules. Get out of here. Yes. I love it. Hey, girly. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Ashley, good morning. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining. Congratulations, Jolie. Like I said, you are really elevating yourself, right? You are actually doing yourself a favor when you take the time to learn. I say this all the time. This business is, you need to treat it as a marathon, right? This is a marathon, not a sprint, right? Don't be like those creators, right, that expect instant success, but they don't take the time to learn. You are taking the time to learn, and that is very important. You're doing yourself the favor in the sense that, good morning, Sir Mally, because you know your product, right, it's going to build confidence. Because when you show up online for your community, you're going to know what you're talking about. Okay, you're not going to hesitate, right? Shannon, good morning. You're not going to hesitate about your product because you took the time to learn. And that is why I'm always preaching, right? The learn. If you guys are investing $500, $400 on a course, why wouldn't you just take the time to learn the information? I just have no idea, because this happens a lot. A lot of people don't take the time to learn, right? And then they get mad when they don't see any success. Well, did you even go over the module? No. Okay, well, there you go. Right? We went over the focus formula. F is for follow your path, right? O is for own your strength. C is for create, don't copy, right? U is for understand your why. And S is for staying consistent, right? So today, obviously, we are going to be talking about the comparison syndrome, which is a big part of the mind your business, right? The mind your business framework that I went over yesterday. Okay. Comparison was one of the focuses of that strategy. So we're going to dissect it more and talk a little bit more about it. Lady T, good morning. Okay. So I'm going to kind of like recap what we went over yesterday. And your business is to tap that screen away, right? Show your girl some love, because I'm getting ready to preach. Okay. And you guys are going to feel this. Okay. So here's what we covered inside the Mind Your Business strategy yesterday. Mind your business and trust your process. Thank you so much for my heart, me. We broke free from comparison and learned the power of staying in your own lane, right? Analysis paralysis and giving up too early are just fear in disguise, right? Fear of failing, fear of wasting time, fear of not being good enough, right? Fear of not being good as the other person. But let me remind you, right? That person that you're comparing yourself to is not your competition, okay? That person is proof that it's possible for you as well. Oh, one of my struggles. Don't worry. I got you today, okay? I got you, okay? So that person that you're comparing yourself to is not your competition, right? They are showing you that it is truly possible, right? If they did it, so can you, okay? We understood why real growth comes from consistent learning, right? Knowledge is power, okay? We tackled the mindset blocks that have been sabotaging our success, okay? We reconnected to our why, the heartbeat of this journey. If one thing I am constantly talking about in my life is for you never forget why you started. I tell you to write it down in a planner. I tell you guys to write it down in a sticky note. Tiffany, good morning. Pretty Paws, good morning. I tell you to write it down in a notebook, sticky note, wherever. If you want to put it in a notepad in your phone, whatever it is, but I want it to be visible for you, especially if you are a beginner, especially if you are somebody that struggles a lot with mindset. Chris, good morning. Because, right, we are going to struggle. Times are going to get hard. And we are always like, if you are like me, because, you know, I know the feeling. At the beginning, we are so busy. We are so concerned about everything that is going on around us that we easily get discouraged, right? But if we just have the time to reflect on why we started, it is going to help us push forward every single time. Every time I wanted to quit, I would just go back and look at my whys. And it would remind me, right? It would ground me. Thank you for my heart puff. And say, this is why. Oh my God. Thank you for my dizzy bird. That's so cute. Thank you. Thank you, Chris, right? It would remind me why I started. So I couldn't quit. I would be like, okay, maybe I just need to rest, reset, refocus, and that's fine. But I am not quitting because I started for this reason. Okay. And we walk through a full framework to help you move with clarity and confidence every single time. Okay. Let's get real about something, right? That nobody wants to admit, but everyone feels: the comparison syndrome. Okay. The silent killer of confidence in the digital marketing space. Like, hands down. I felt it probably multiple times, not one time, multiple times. Okay. Comparison syndrome is literally the silent killer, right? In the context, right, of digital marketing, comparison syndrome refers to the tendency to measure one's own performance or success against the perceived success of others, right? Especially those in similar fields or on social media, right? This can lead to feeling of inadequacy, envy, or belief that one's own efforts are not good enough. Good morning, Jennifer. Right? So think about it. Have you ever looked at someone else's content or success and thought to yourself, why not me? Thank you for my heart, me. Okay. Have you ever felt that way, right? If you struggle with comparison syndrome or imposter syndrome, those are the questions that you constantly ask yourself. I know I have, right? I've been there as well. So I'm going to break down how we're going to break free from that. Okay. This is going to be a raw, honest, transformational live, straight to the point, because you know your girl don't gatekeep or sugarcoat. I'm going to give it to you how you need to hear it, okay? And I decided to do this live because comparison is stealing too many people's peace, joy, and progress. It is keeping too many of you guys overthinking, second guessing, and not posting the damn content. It is keeping you guys paralyzed, okay? Today is the day that we say no more. I don't care if you're a hot mess. I want you to go out there and expose yourself. You are never going to get traction, the engagement, or build your community if you are not out there exposing yourself, okay? So I'm here to tell you that no more. Good morning, right? Just know that this is a non-judgmental space, okay? Because I've been there too, okay? I want to help you beat that comparison trap mindset. Period. All you have to do is tap that screen and show me love, okay? I've been in this space for over a year now, right? And I've seen this happen to the most talented people, right? They start to compare, then they stall, then they disappear. Cindy, good morning. Like, I see it all the time. All of a sudden, I just stop seeing the person show up. Thank you for my heart, me. And I'm like, but what happened? Is everything okay? Like, and literally these would be their words. I don't know. Like, I got overwhelmed. I started getting discouraged with just like all the income claims and not seeing success. You just stop. No. Okay. You need to like shut down the noise. Find a way to shut down the noise and keep pushing forward, because the magic will happen. Just give it time. Trust. You guys need to learn how to trust in yourselves a little bit more. I just have to say that. Okay. Lucinda, good morning. You guys need to learn how to trust in yourself a little bit more. Okay. So, understanding comparison syndrome. And let's be honest, right? You ever scroll and suddenly feel it like, I'm not good enough, or like everyone else is winning, but you, right? That is comparison syndrome, and it's eating up your progress, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's name it, let's unpack it, and then break free from it, okay? So part one. What is it, right? Comparison syndrome is obviously when you constantly compare your journey, results, and abilities, right, to someone else's, usually someone ahead of you, and feel like you're not good enough, right? So why does this happen? Okay, social media shows highlights, reels, not the real struggles, which is something that I tell you guys all the time. People are so busy showcasing how successful they are, but they don't tell you how hard it was to get there. They want to paint it very pretty for you, right? But the only reason why they're doing that is because they want you to jump on this journey through them, to then leave you out to fend for yourself when you realize that it is not that easy how they painted it out to be. Okay, so everyone's success is louder than their silence. I kid you not. Okay, we want proof we're on the right path, so we compare. Okay, it often starts as motivation but quickly turns into paralysis. Thank you, Jolie, for my heart puffs, right? Your brain is wired to look for danger, and I'm behind, right? Equals danger, right? When you start comparing, you're in the danger zone right there, right? So you're going to remain paralyzed because you are right there telling yourself, oh my God, like if I'm not there with that person, that means it's not working for me, okay? You're not broken, guys. The online space just magnifies your insecurities, right? Because you're too busy lying to you, okay? Thank you, Jolie, for my heart puffs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, that is what happens. That is exactly what happens. Thank you so much, Jolie. Thank you. Why it's a common in the marketing space? I'm about to tell you why. I'm about to tell you why. Social media equals to curated wins, not behind the scenes. Okay? Literally, last night I was scrolling on my For You page, right? And I don't do this, but on my personal phone, I was scrolling on my For You page, and I bumped into a couple of people on live, right? And I did not stay in the in the live. I was just like scrolling, minding my business, right? And I saw a couple, like, it was crazy what I saw. The people talking about, I've made 500K in this space, and you know, people are not taking a chance on themselves. It's really easy. And then, okay, let's swipe. Okay, you right there. You are trapping. You are setting up people for trap. Thank you for my heart, me. Scroll another live. You guys, like, I'm making a shit ton of money, right? My lowest month is 30K. Swipe another live. You guys need to jump on. You guys are, missing out at the opportunities. All you need is a computer, the skills of a 12-year-old. Swipe, guys. That is exactly why. That is exactly why a lot of us are struggling, because this is what they are feeding to us. And because these people have made so much money. Exactly. I swear, I kid you not, Chris. I kid you not. I cannot believe what I was, but again, right? But again, this is what happened, because a lot of you guys that are struggling at this point, at this moment, is because you guys jumped through one of those people, and I'm sorry, but that is the reality. That is the reality. Yeah, that's why I struggle, because I say, you know what I mean? Guys, you know that I'm going to give it to you like exactly how it is. Exactly how it is. I'm going to give it to you. And this is why I don't like scrolling, because I just get mad. It is sad. It is sad. It just makes me mad. I can't jump in there, right, and start running my mouth and talking crap. I can't do that, right? Because not only it's just like I don't want to get out of character. I can call them out, but they're gonna block me instantly. So then the people are not really gonna hear me. You know what I mean? But it just makes me sad. It just makes me sad. But I am here to keep you, like, to tell you that please don't fall for that. Odalisa, buenos dias. And if you don't jump now, you will be missing all this money. Yes, and that is not true. Again, right? Because social media, they curate the wins, but not the behind the scenes, right? Thank you so much, Odalisa. I will be explaining the background again shortly, okay? They showcase how successful they are, but they are never going to tell you, oh my gosh, share it. Odalisa, share your win, please. But they don't showcase how hard it was to get there, okay? I'm keeping it real. Odalisa has a, I need to pause because Odalisa has a win and I need to celebrate it. So let's just wait for her to drop it in the comments. Let's just wait. Lost a little bit of my out of breath there. So let me just drink some water in the meantime. Girl, where's your win? You have a win, but can you tell me what the win is? You got me impatient over here. Okay, 1 second. I started to monetize my mom's account, and she is able to go live with, stop, with 66 followers? Stop it. See what I mean? Because this girl Odalisa literally is the type of Mency that learns and applies. Listen, okay, wait, that deserves another applause. Girl, yes, girl. And you can showcase that, Odalisa. You can literally showcase that in your account and say how all the strategy that you use on your mom's account to get her there. I am so proud of you. See what I mean? Winning. Okay, so let's get back into it. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is literally music to my heart. Okay, so again, you're seeing people's after while you're in your during. So because you're in the moment, right? And you're seeing their after that they're winning, you start second guessing it. She's over 70, getting her to start UGC as well. I love that. That's beautiful. That's amazing. Lorraine, buenos dias. Good morning. Remember, everyone is shouting about sales, wins, followers, launches, right? It's not hard to internalize all that. So I understand. Trust me, I get it. They provide the misconception about digital marketing that is get rich overnight success. Absolutely. And the reality is that is not true. Lorraine, thank you for my GG. That is not true, okay? I'm going to give you an example, right? When I started, I was watching someone who started at the same time as me hit 6 figures, right? I was struggling to make my first sale, and I started asking myself, am I even good at this? Should I quit? Will I ever see success? All those thoughts running through my mind while I felt lost and discouraged, and I felt like a failure. I'm not going to lie. Guys, I say this all the time. The amount of times that I sat there and I looked at my Stand Store, 0. Me paying for a Stand Store for a while at 0, right? But I would just tell myself, I feel the same. I would just tell myself, listen, I would start claiming it. Guys, I promise you, it all has to do with mindset. I would tell myself, okay, I'm at 0 now, but I know those numbers are going to change. You start showing up differently when you take the time to work on your mindset. I'm going to give you a perfect example. My daughter, right? My daughter is trying to get a really good full-time job. Right? She's tired of working, for retail. She just wants a regular 9 to 5, right? Because she wants a new car. She wants to just live life. Exactly. But we are not quitting because we are not quitters, right? What happened? She applied to a job. She thought she was going to get it. And they called her yesterday and they told her that she did not qualify. So they went with another candidate. So here she is with this negative Nancy behavior, right? Talking about, oh my God, I can't believe it. My life it's bad right now. And I was like, girl, first of all, you need to work on that mindset. I told her straight up. I was like, where does it say that when you apply for a job, you are supposed to get it? I was like, the amount of interviews that I went through before I actually found a job that I actually enjoy and I love. I was like, you need to work on that mindset. You need to take that as feedback. Okay, it didn't work out, right? Ask for feedback. And then next time that you interview for another job, you use that feedback, right? And you're going to elevate yourself, right? You need to learn instead of getting upset, right? And having that negative Nancy behavior. And that is exactly what I'm telling you guys, that mindset has to do a lot with this business. So work on it. Let that be one of your weekly goals from now on going forward, that you need to work on that mindset. Okay. Good morning, Norma, right? I need you guys I need a favor from you guys, okay? I need you to stop comparing your day 30, right, to someone's year 3. And I don't care if that person doesn't highlight their struggles. I need you to stop doing that. Because judging your entire potential of it is you're gonna fail right there. Okay? It's like you're on mile 2 of your journey and you're mad that you're not sprinting like someone else's mile 50, right? You forgot that you've been running, that person over there has been running longer, and that's why they're getting there faster, right? So, okay, you need to reframe that mindset, right? You can admire someone and still trust your timeline, right? Their success isn't your failure. Thank you, Deanna, for my heart me, right? So the strategy that you're going to do is I need you to start creating a comparison cleanse. And what is that, Jody, you may ask, right? For 48 hours or for 24 hours. Thank you so much, Jenny, right? For 48 hours or for 24 hours or for 12 hours, I need you to mute accounts that trigger your insecurities. And instead of you just following people that trigger you, right? I want you to follow people that you know are going to teach you something, are going to uplift you, and are going to help you elevate your business, right? I am not being cocky or conceited by saying this, but one thing I can guarantee you, that if you guys follow me, you are going to learn from me. You are going to feel empowered. You are going to feel welcome, right? You guys I'm not going to trigger you. I'm not going to trigger you. I am going to educate you on how to get there, okay? And if my content says otherwise, then right now drop it in the comments. I need you guys to drop it in the comments and put me on check, okay? I'll pause there for a minute. I'll pause there to see. That is what did last couple of weeks, social media detox, so I can focus on me. And that is okay. I've done it. I've taken a break from social media because sometimes it just becomes too much. And it is okay for you to rest, reset, refocus. And when I come back, guess what? Like, the ideas that are running through my brains are insane. I'm like, oh my God, I want to do this. I got to do this. I got to do that, right? I come back refreshed, right? And I let people know I had to take a break, right? Because it was just like, I don't know. I felt discouraged. So I tell the story, right? But I tell them how I came back stronger. Thank you so much for my level up sparks. Okay, so nobody dropped anything about my content, right? So I guess I'm good. I guess my content doesn't trigger you. Okay, so now let's talk about part 2, right? The comparisons, why comparison syndrome is so dangerous, right? In this space, right? Why? Because it makes you question your worth, right? It delays your content creation. I am so guilty of that, okay? It kills your momentum, right? And it causes imposter syndrome. So comparison syndrome, boom, and then imposter syndrome right on top of it. I know I felt that. Okay. When I started, I told you guys this before, when I was in the high ticket affiliate marketing space, it took me about 4 months or maybe 3 to create my first piece of content. Because it wasn't the fear, right? It wasn't the fear. It's me watching other people create so really good content that I was like, there's no way that I can create that kind of content. So I only stuck at the imposter syndrome, but also at the comparison, because I thought my content wasn't going to be worthy of the other people I was seeing. Okay. I'm doing selective listening on TikTok. Yesterday, I had to choose between 2 creators. I truly, let's see. You won, Jody. Hey! Stop it. Thank you. Okay. So that's why comparison is so dangerous. And let me give you an example. Okay. If you have the keys to a business vehicle, right, but you won't even start the engine because someone else is already on the highway in a Porsche, you're going to stay right there. Your ass is going to be right there. Okay. The mindset reframe for this is the only way to lose in digital marketing is to stop showing up for you. Okay. So I'm going to give you a strategy, right? This is like a comparison exercise that you can start doing if you are somebody that really struggles with comparison syndrome. Okay, I want you to write down, right, 3 names of people you compare yourself to. Okay, it could be in business, it could be in your personal life, it doesn't matter. Write down three names of 3 people that you compare yourself to. And these are the questions that I want you to ask yourself from each person. What do you admire about that person? What can you learn from that person, right? And what's one action step to apply it to your journey? Okay? Does that person motivate you? So does that mean that, you know, content, the motivational content pillar should be part of your pillars? You know what I mean, right? Motivational content, what is it? What is one action step that you can apply from that individual, right, on your journey? Okay, those are the questions that you need to be asking yourself, right? And remember what I said yesterday. If a person that you follow triggers you, then guess what? That person needs to go. And that is why we are going to now jump into common triggers of the comparison syndrome. Okay? Common triggers include idolized online profiles like highlight reels, content showcasing achievements or possessions, and the relentless stream of positive content that doesn't always reflect the reality, which is the struggle behind how they got there, right? Probably the amount of times they pull their hair, right? Probably the amount of times they also were gonna quit, okay? So let me give you an example, a trigger example. Trigger example number 1, and of course, I had to put it at the top. The income claims. Okay, the income claims. You see I made 10K in my first 10 days, and you literally, if you see that, you feel like you're failing. So how are we going to refrain from that, right? Their day 600 isn't your day 6. Also, not all income claims are truthful, and I've been here to tell you that, okay? I've seen a lot of people showcasing other people's income claims, so you can't really believe everything you see, okay? So be mindful about that. And strategy. What is the strategy when you see an income claim and you are somebody that struggles with this trigger, right? When triggered, I want you to say, I am building a long-term business, not chasing someone else's quick win. Period. Like I said, it all comes back to you working on your mindset to be able to say that, okay? Trigger number 2, viral content, okay? You post daily and get probably 50, 80 views, 100 views. Then someone posts something so stupid and they get 1 million views, right? You're going to reframe, right? Virality is unpredictable. Consistency is power, because remember, when you are consistent, you are building that trust-like factor from your audience. Okay, so the strategy is going to be stop obsessing over numbers. Focus on 3 people your content can help this week. Whether that's a working mom, a burnt out mom, a single mom, that should be your focus. Mind your business. Mind your business. I don't understand why people feel that when they post a piece of content, it needs to go viral. I don't understand. Can I just say that I've been there before? I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest. I have been there before. Okay? I have been there where I get discouraged by the content, right? By my content not performing the way I want it to. But guess what? When I learn how to mind my business, and I know when I sit down and I strategize about my content and I know what they want, I know the feeling. I'm like, this is what I want them to take from this reel. I am okay with that. I don't care if that video gets to 200, 300, 400 or 1,000 views. I am okay with that because I am giving you good quality content. Okay, not just quantity, right? Not just posting to post. I am giving you good quality content, and I don't know, but I'm confident with that. So it perform how it performs. I don't care. I don't stress over views anymore. When you guys start stressing about how many views you get, again, you guys get discouraged. Quality over quantity any given day. Any given day. Okay? Trigger. So again, mind your business, post the content. Again, sit down and analyze. What is it that you want the person, your target audience, to get? Do you want them to feel something? Do you want them to relate to your story? Do you want to educate them? Do you want to inspire them? Do you want to motivate them? Do you want to empower them? Do you want to make them laugh? What is it that you want to get? If you are going through the content and you are creating the content and you say to yourself, if my target audience were to see that this is what they're going to feel, post the damn content. Post it and don't worry about the amount of views that you are getting. Sandy, good morning. Angel, good morning. Okay? You guys see how I'm like already raising my voice because it's like so many of us are paralyzed to just post the damn content because of that? No, we're not going to do that anymore, period. Okay, let's continue. Good morning. Trigger number 3, timeline pressure. Okay? I've been doing this for months and still haven't hit XYZ goal. Okay? I need you to reframe, right? Growth, thank you for my heart me. Growth has no deadline. Delay is in denial. Okay? So the strategy is create proof of progress wins. Okay? What is considered a win for you? What is considered a win? This is what could be considered wins for you. You created your first video. I got you, Lucinda. I got you. Okay, I got you. No more of that. I'm giving you the strategy, okay? What is considered wins, right? You created your first video. You posted your first content. You had your first DM conversation, right? Somebody signed up for your lead magnet. Somebody stayed on your live the entire time. Somebody asked your question during your live. Guys, like, not everything has to be monetary for it to be a win. Okay? Oh, that Lisa came over here and shared a win, right? That is a win for me too. Okay? Again, guys, see, so it's the little things that counts. And I want you guys to celebrate every step of your journey because you are building from there. Okay? You are building something from there. And I need you to start believing that. Okay? Let me take a sip of my water. Please hold. Okay? So trigger number 4. Oh, trigger number 4. 1 second. Let me just message my daughter something quickly. Can you? Sorry, guys. Please hold. Okay, I'm back on it. I've posted once a day for 51 days and studying modules and working up 10 hours. There, she's like, Jolie's like, no excuses. No excuses. And that's exactly what I want to hear. Okay, so trigger number 4, scrolling social media too much. You're consuming more than you are creating. This is something that I see so often when people are getting lost in the scroll for hours. Don't do that to yourself, okay? Don't do that to yourself. Let's just say, like, you literally get lost in the scroll, okay? Let's just say that you just spend 2 hours scrolling on social media when you could have just been strategizing. You could have been editing a video. You could have been watching a module for those 2 hours. Stop scrolling, please. You need to stop doing that. That is not doing you any favors. When you get lost in the scroll, you start second guessing your content. You probably want to start copying everything that you see because you think that it's going to work for you. We're not going to do that. I need to working in doing B-roll next. You will, Jolie. Trust me, believe it, you will. But remember, practice makes perfect, right? So the more you get out there and you test out content, the better you're going to get at it. But if you're not taking the time to learn, you're never going to get there. Okay? So seeing back-to-back success stories starts to feel personal. And this is what happens when you guys get lost in the scroll, right? All you're going to see, right? The algorithm is going to do you that favor of just making sure they just shove all the success in your face, right? To make you start second guessing every step of your journey. Start thinking about quitting. Start thinking about why you're not there, why this is not going to work for you. We need to refrain from that, guys. And that's by you stopping the scroll, that's what's going to help you get there. Thank you for my club cheers, right? Another trigger, my favorite, self-doubt. During slow seasons, okay? Business is seasonal. But if you're in a dry spell, you don't think others are doing better than you, right? Your business is not gonna boom every month. Okay? I have slow month. I have better month, right? Just because you're in a slow season, guys, it doesn't mean that your business is not working. Okay, if you are showing up for your business every single day, it just means that it's slow. It's slow right now, and it is okay. And I want you to be okay with that. Okay, maybe take that time to continue learning and see how you're gonna elevate your business so when your business starts booming again. Okay, every business has a season where it's slow, and that is okay. Okay, trigger number 5 should be mindsets. I should be further by now. That was me 2 weeks ago. I should have more followers, right? I should have made money or more money by now. Thank you for my popular. I'm going to give you an example of this, right? I have one of my mentees. She reached out to me yesterday. She's like, I've been posting consistently and I am not getting followers. My old account, I was getting followers every day. I was like, well, hold your horses, first of all, okay? And I was being honest, guys, because you know that if you come to me, I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. I was like, that's a new account. Right? People don't know who you are. They need to feel it. They need to trust you before they even follow you. Okay, so give yourself some grace. Stop focusing on the follows and the views because you are just going to get discouraged. That is just the reality, okay? I was just going to say real estate has dry season, weather has dry season. Exactly. Okay, so I'm like, you need to relax. If you are creating good content, the followers will come. Okay, just focus on showing up. Focus on your content pillars. That is just what it is, guys. I'm sorry, but I am gonna tell you this. Everything that I come and I talk about, I've been through. I was there. I was focused on why did I only? Oh my God, I got literally like 50 views, and I thought that video was gonna be viral. I've been there, guys. I have been there, so I can preach about it. Mind your business. I get it that it's your content, but mind your damn business and keep going, okay? Number 4, right? Part 4. Thank you so much for the follow. Part 4. Your feelings are valid, but not final, okay? What does this mean? It's okay to feel discouraged, okay? What it's not okay is for you to stay there, okay? It's okay. You can feel discouraged, overwhelmed, negative. You might have that negative Nancy behavior for a minute. What is not okay is that you remain there. We're not going to do that, okay? Comparison often brings shame. Shame keeps you from moving, but you can feel insecure and still move anyways. You need to refrain that mindset, right? So if you feel it, I want you to name it and then release it. Then take the next step. Let me repeat that for the ones that didn't hear in the background. Okay, how are we going to refrain from this, right? I want you to feel it. Acknowledge the feel it by naming it. What is it that you're feeling? I am feeling overwhelmed today. I release feeling overwhelmed today. Then I'm going to push forward and take that next step. Okay? I am feeling discouraged today, right? I release feeling discouraged today. I'm ready to take on that next step. Okay? I am feeling demotivated today. Okay? I release feeling demotivated today. Now it's time to take that next step. Guys, hello? Am I preaching or am I not preaching? We need to learn how to let go. And strategy, right? I'm going to give you a strategy. The 3-step grounding practice. Once again, acknowledge the feeling. Ask yourself, is this a fact or a fear, right? And then you're going to take a micro action. You're going to post, engage, or learn something from it. Okay? That's simple. I know it's easier said than done, but like I said, practice makes perfect. If you practice what I'm preaching, I can guarantee you that you will surpass me. It's that simple, guys. I promise. Sorry, had to take a sip of my water, okay? I need you to also learn how to sit with your feelings. You don't settle in them, just sit in them and acknowledge them. And say this to yourself, right? Your feelings are 100% valid. You're not being dramatic. You're human, okay? I say this all the time. I know I'm being dramatic, but I'm human. You know what I mean? Emotions are data, not direction, right? Feeling doesn't mean, right, that you're feeling, right? It's okay to want what someone else has. Just don't let that want turn into self-hate, okay, or envy. We're not going to do any of that, right? Once again, it is okay to want what someone else has. Just don't let that want turn into self-hate or envy. Because God don't like ugly. I just had to throw that out there, okay? An example, right? I once muted everyone for 7 days. No TikTok, no IG, no social media, right? Just me. I focus on my message, right? I focus on my brand. I focus on my purpose. And guess what? That week when I came back, I got so much engagement because I finally showing up, right? Authentically me. Thank you, Angel, right? Authentically me, because I learned how to mind my business, right? I learned how to acknowledge my fear and not remain paralyzed with that fear, without self-doubt, that limiting belief, right? Again, learn how to work on your mindset, right? And a mantra, right, to help with the comparison trap is that you can tell this to yourself, Lucinda, every day, right? I can feel this and still move forward. Repeat it as many times until your brain believes it. Thank you for the goal, right? I can feel this and still move forward. I can feel this and still move forward. I can feel this and still move forward, okay? Mindset shift from they're ahead of me to they're proof of what's possible for me, okay? So, quote drop to give you a little bit of motivations, right? Your feelings are visitors, not residents. Feel them and then send them on their merry way. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Linda. Whatever. You know what I mean? Bye-bye. You know? You need to learn how to send them off their way. Okay? That's just what it is, right? So now let's talk about what happens when you don't deal with comparison. Okay, what happens when you don't deal with comparison? Okay, it causes you to stay paralyzed. Paralyzed, like you just froze, right? The longer you stay stuck, the further, right, you drift from your dreams. I like that. Your feelings are visitors. Yes, they are, right? They're visitors. They're not tenants to stay there for years. No, bye. Bye. There, like family that comes visits you and then they're like, they gotta go. Bye. That is what they are, right? So again, the longer you stay stuck, right, the further you drift from your dreams. This is what happens when you allow comparison to win. You delay launching your offer. You get stuck rebranding every other week. Okay, you second guess every piece of content, right? You stop showing up, right? You start copying others and you start losing your voice, right? Comparison steals your time, right? Comparison kills your creativity, right? And you'll look back and wish you have started sooner. And you're going to look back and say, why did I spend so much time and not created that content? Why did I allow this feeling to just take over me? I'm sorry, but we cannot do that. We are not going to do that. I'm going to give you an example, right? You spent 4 weeks watching everyone else grow when you could have at least posted 12 reels, videos, stories, right? Learn what works and had at least 3 leads by now. But you didn't have that. You didn't get there. Why? Because you were too busy not minding your business. Okay? You were too busy just worrying about what other people were doing instead of minding your business. Okay? So we're not going to do that. Okay? And I need you to refrain from waiting won't build your brand. Action will. Whether I tell you, I don't care if it's messy or not, you need to get out there. Okay? Please hold. I don't know. I'm like running out of breath today. I must be talking really loud. Okay, so strategy for you guys, right? I want you to do a weekly audit strategy. Thank you so much for my rose, okay? Each Sunday, I'm preaching. Thank you, Odalisa, for the mic drop, right? I need you to do a weekly audit strategy. It could be on a Sunday. I do this on a Sunday. It could be Monday, whatever it is, whatever works for you. But this is what you're going to do. What did I do? And this is what you're going to ask yourself, right? What did I do that was true to me? What stopped me from posting more? Okay? What will I try this week even if I am scared? Ask yourself those questions and then move forward. Okay? Tammy, good morning. Okay? And not for nothing, you know what hurts more than failing? Watching yourself shrink in silence while others keep going. Okay, let me just repeat that again, okay? What hurts more than failing is watching yourself shrink in silence while others keep going. Okay, we're not going to do that, guys. If we want to be successful in this space, because like I said, there's so much potential in, ooh, that was powerful. I know it was, and that's why I said it so slowly, right? If we want this business to work, we not only need to work for it, right? We need to put in the work, right? But we need to stay true to ourselves as well. Okay? We need to be showing up. We need to learn how to silence everything that is going on around us. What did that look like for me? I had to start unfollowing big creators that were just making like these crazy amounts of income claim, and they were actually making this money. Let me tell you, this was not, but they were never showcasing how bad, like the struggles or whatever. I had to remove those accounts because it was hindering my growth, right? It was just like not only overwhelming me, but it was paralyzing me from believing that I can once get there, right? So let's just pause for a minute because I want to go over the reason why I created this background. Okay, yesterday I'm trying to think. I'm like, what should be my background? You know, guys, that I be taking this creating backgrounds a little too serious, okay? But I want you guys to understand the assignment, right? I want you guys to understand the reason behind, right? Or just for anyone that is scrolling, right? I want them to know exactly what I'm talking about. You best believe, Chris, the amount of times that I changed the pictures, I was like, no, I don't like the way it looks. I'm like, oh my God, my head looks bigger in this one. I be taking this a little too serious, okay? But yesterday I was like, we're going to be talking about comparison syndrome. And what better way, right? What better way to just really acknowledge what we're feeling, right? And learn, right? How to just strategize how we're going to start comparing ourselves. Good morning, love. Going forward. This is how we're going to compare ourselves. Thank you so much for my heart, me. This is exactly how we are going to compare ourselves going forward. You against you. You against you. Okay? So instead of me comparing myself to Chris, to Jolie, to Odalisa, right? I am going to Lucinda. Oh, good morning, sweetie. Hope I'm doing good. I'm motivated today. I'm traveling tomorrow. So I think that's why I'm so hyped today. Okay? You are going to start comparing yourself to you. Okay? It's you in this business going forward. It is you against you. Okay. And I know as I'm talking, I know you're feeling, you're like, damn, you're right. It is. So that's why I created this background. It is Jari against Jari. Okay. Whether that is you comparing yourself to your old self or your future self, that is how we are going. The comparison syndrome is going to be you against you. Okay, you're gonna compare yourself to the old you. You're gonna start visualizing the new you, and that should be your only comparison right there. You against you. Are you guys feeling this right now or not? Because if you are, I need you to at least drop me a fire emoji in the comments. I want to feel the fire. Thank you for the mic drop. Thank you for the mic drop. It's you against you. Just like how you are cheering for yourself, right? This is exactly how we're going to move forward from now on. Comparison trap. Who said? Who said? Comparison trap. What? I am comparing myself to my future me. But how are you going to do that? How are you going to get there? You need to start visualizing that girl. You need to start carving her out. Guys, carve her. She's in there. You need to find her. Okay? You need to have the power. Like, hello, guys. Like, again, if you want this to work, you need to start believing in yourself a little bit more. A little bit more. I have faith in you. Do you have faith in yourself? Because I have faith in you. Okay? Okay. Let's keep going. A metaphor. I have a metaphor for you guys, right? Comparison is like quicksand. The more you stay in it, the deeper you sink. The only way out is to move. Is to move. Whether that's sloppy, whether that's, unsure, whether that is with fear, you need to move. You need to move. Or are you going to be a sucker and let the sand just suck you in? I need to know. I need to know. Right? That was harsh. That was harsh, guys. I'm sorry. But guys, I'm being honest. Are you just going to sit there? Are you just going to sit there and let the sand just suck you in? Help me. Help. That was mean, but I'm being real, guys. Who's going to keep it more real than me, right? Success doesn't come from being the best. It comes from being the most consistent and taking action. Okay, and you're going to get good at it. But if you're not taking action, if your ass is paralyzed, then you're not going to get to where you want to get. I'm sorry, but that is just the reality. Okay, so now let's shift gears a little bit. Okay, let me give you the mindset tools, right, that helped me snap out of comparison syndrome and take my power back. Okay, because at the end of the day, that is what we want, to learn how to take our power back, to learn how to say, nope, get out of here. Get out of here with your negative Nancy behavior. I'm better than that, okay? I am worth of it, right? So I'm going to do this, right? So part 6, mindset reframes and confidence building, okay? So let me give you a list of reframes, right? I'm on time for my purpose, right? Her success shows me what's possible for me. Consistency over comparison, and my story will inspire the next beginner. Okay, so your strategy here is affirmation stack strategy, right? Every morning before you create content, or before you go live, or before you post in your stories, I want you to tell yourself, I am not behind. I am learning. I am valuable, even without viral views, right? I am worthy. I am building a brand, not chasing trends, right? I am unstoppable, right? I am worthy of all the success that is coming to me, right? You need to stop watching others win because it's your turn to win. I am going to win. Say it, repeat it again. I am going to win. I am going to win. I am going to win. I will win. Watch me. Watch me. I am unstoppable. I am winning. I am already winning. Why? Because I was brave enough to start this. So that's already, I am a way ahead of others, right? Because you are showing up for you. So tell yourself that and believe it, okay? Other mindset reframes shift, right? From they're better than me to they just been doing it longer than me. I will get there as well, right? From I'm not ready to I get better by doing. So I will take action, whether that looks messy or not. From they're lucky to they stayed in the game longer, right? So now it's my turn to win. From I'm behind to I'm right on time for my life, okay? It will happen to me when it's my time. Okay, but it's not my time yet. Okay, from why them to why not me. Okay, I will win. Again, you constantly need to be telling yourself that you're gonna get there. Okay. Whew. And let me pause there. Does anybody have any questions? Because I just feel like I just been blah, 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 blah. Any questions? Or are you guys good? Any questions for me? Okay, so let me continue. Tangible strategies, right? I need you to mute the noise, okay? Temporarily mute or unfollow anyone that makes you feel small. Any account that you see that if you roll your eyes when you bump into an account, go ahead and unfollow them. Go ahead and unfollow them, okay? I'm telling you right now, you are doing yourself a favor, okay? Create before you scroll, okay? Your content, get your content done first before consuming others' content, right? Because remember what I said earlier, you are going to get lost in the scroll and you are not going to create any content. And that is exactly, we do not want that. We do not want that. If you want to go scroll on social media, you better have posted a story. You better have went live. You better have went posted a reel for the day, whatever it is. Mind your business, okay? Ivy, good morning. Mind your business, okay? Journal your growth. I want you to keep a weekly tracker of your wins. And again, guys, every win does not have to be monetary. Every win does not have to be monetary. Showcase and bring people on that journey. Let them know what you have been able to accomplish. Oh my God, hold on. It's asking me to verify something. 1 second. I got it wrong. Which of these objects, I don't know. I got it wrong again. Bear with me, guys. Which of these objects has a crown? Let's see if I think I got it this time. I got it. Sorry about that. Miss Ty, good morning. Good morning. I hate when that comes up. Anyways, Gerald, good morning. Not every win has to be monetary, right? And I want you to embrace that, right? Tanya came in yesterday in my live and said that she went live, right? And her intention was to go live 4 times this week, right? So that is a win. So she sees that as a win, right? Odalisa jumped on today and told me that her mom unlocked the live features with 66 followers. That's insane. That is insane. Wait, I need to applaud her. Bananas. That is a win because she helped her mom, right? She helped her mom. So her mom is winning and she is winning by helping her mom get there. Okay. Let's just say that you got a lead or you connected with somebody or you were able to help somebody. You motivated somebody, right? That is a win. That is absolutely a win. Okay. So start journaling that. And when you journal something that you are proud of, guys, like you start showing up differently. I promise you, you just start showing up differently. Like you just start showing up with this sense of like motivation that you're going to change somebody's life. And I need you to believe that. Ty, thank you so much for the roses. I need you to believe that, right? Use that blueprint, right? Not as a benchmark, right? Study successful people without copying. What worked for them? Okay, if you really like a piece of content, analyze it. Good morning. Why did that work for that person? How can you turn it into your own piece of content? Okay, I never tell you to go copy people because when you copy people, you're never going to stand out. You are going to look like everyone else, right? You guys like my content because I'm sassy. I tell you exactly how it is. I don't gatekeep. I don't sugarcoat. I'm very open, right? Because that is what people need to hear, the reality of this business, right? the truth that it's not that easy, that it requires work, that it requires you being consistent. It requires you maybe being, for hours on your phone. Okay. Amen. Exactly. Because Jero is another one that we don't gatekeep on this side of town. We tell you exactly how it is, right? Have your own success, right? If you want to post 5 times this week, then go for it. Go for it, okay? But be very intentional. I don't want you posting just to post. I want you to sit down and analyze why you are creating that piece of content. Again, what do you want your ideal audience to feel? Do you want them to feel seen? Do you want them to relate? Do you want them to connect to your story? What is it? Do you want them to resonate? Do you want to educate them? Do you want to serve them? Those are the things that you need to be asking yourself, okay? So ask yourself this one thing. What is one thing you are going to commit to this week to elevate your business? Okay. So once you have identified that, then go put in the work. Okay. Now, let me pause there. Does anybody have any questions? I am literally like running out of breath. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I haven't even had my coffee. I haven't had my coffee yet. Okay. Live launch is the plan, period. Yes. Any questions for me? If no questions, I can continue. I'll continue. Okay. So, empowerment. Let's talk about empowerment. Danielle, good morning. Your path is enough. Okay, you just need to keep walking it. Okay, your path is sacred, right? Your timeline is divine. So I need you to stop. Thank you so much for my heart, me. I need you to stop measuring your worth against someone else's win. Again, guys, please, I need you all to take a sticky note, a notebook. I want you, maybe even add it to your phone. I want you to really write this down and say, mind your business. Thanks for the fire. Of course, I got you, right? I need you guys to write it down. Mind your business. Mind your business. Every day when you wake up, right? If you're like me, right, I serve my Lord in the morning before I start anything else. But after you do whatever your morning routine is, I want you to tell yourself, I am going to mind my business today. And if you need to repeat it a couple of times to believe it, repeat it. I will mind my business today. I am going to mind my business today. How are you going to mind your business? I don't know what that looks like for you, but I need you to mind your business and show up as you. Remember, it is you against you, not you against me. It is you against you, your old self or your new self or the future self that you want to see. That simple, period. Sorry, one of my daughters is leaving, so that kind of like stopped me for a minute. Anyways, okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Are you guys feeling it? I want to know. Are you going to mind your business? Are you going to mind your business? Let me know. I need to know if you're going to mind your business, right? Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20, okay? You are not too late, okay? Lucinda said yes. I love it, right? Lucinda, this is for you. I came to church this morning. You sure did, okay? You're not too late. You're just early in the process, okay? Someone is literally, Mimi, good morning. Someone is praying for the courage you already have, okay? Someone is waiting for you to be brave enough to show up for you so that they can show up, okay? Again, the only thing stopping them from success is the story they keep telling themselves that they are not worthy. You are. Do you have any tips on how to work on worrying about what others will think about you? Of course, Brenda, I got you. Okay, let me tell you something. I love this question. Let me tell you something. We are judged by our family itself. We are judged constantly by people that we love. So let me ask you, Brenda, this question. If we are judged by our loved ones, why should we give a flying F what strangers have to say? And can I just say that me I used to worry so much about being judged, right? Because I was a little too much. I was told by a mentor that I was a little too much. I was afraid of that. So that, I think that is one of the biggest reasons why it took me so long to create content and show up online, right? Come in, Ivy. Sorry. That is why it took me so long. So my tip to you is that it doesn't matter. Like, you know what it is, that they are not brave enough to start this business. So obviously they're going to judge you. So, but you need to understand and dig deep into why you started this business, so that when people start judging you, when people have things to say, you are able to just you are going to brush that off like nothing. Okay? That is my tip to you, right? To mind your business, right? Who cares what they have to say? Who cares what they have to say? Because when you start making that money, right, and you start, not living life like they're living, right? You're going to live life on your own terms. Then they're going to be like, damn, I should have like probably started with them too. Okay. So that is my tip to you, is to really like learn how to cancel the noise. Learn how to cancel the noise. Once again, I cannot stress this enough. We constantly get judged by people that we love. So why, if you're not paying my bills, then I don't give a damn what you gotta say. That's simple. That's what you need to tell yourself. When somebody comes to you and says, why are you doing this? Why this and that? Because you are gonna get those questions. Then be ready to be sassy and give it to them. Are you paying my bills? No. Bye. I don't have time for you. That's simple. I know it's a little raw. I know it's a little like no filter, but when you let people know right off the bat, like, I'm not one to play with, you'll be good. You'll be good. You are most welcome. In this right here in this live is where we teach you how to mind your business and focus on you. Your business should be your only worry. So I want you to do me a favor, Brenda, and I want you to like take 10 minutes or 5 minutes of your time and really reflect. Like, I want you to like reflect. Okay, and I want you to write down why. Let me just go grab my notebook, because I want to show you guys something. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, I am back. Let me show you guys. Trixie, good morning. I am gonna show you guys 1 second. This is what I want you to do for me, Brenda. And guys, I'm gonna tell you guys, excuse my messy hair. Okay, so this is my planner. Right? This is my whys. I sat down one day, I reflected on my life, what I wanted, right? And I want you, if you have a notebook, if you have a plan, whatever it is, sticky notes, and I want you to dig deep in your heart and think to yourself, why are you doing this? And every time you get judged, every time times get hard, because when you start an online business, things are gonna be thrown at you, and you're gonna come, look at your whys, and you're gonna say them out loud. Literally, more time with my kids, financial freedom, tired of living paycheck to paycheck, personal growth and confidence, generational wealth, right? Work-life balance, right? Create more memories with my kids. Say them out loud, right? Take a step back and move forward. That is the homework that I have for you, okay? Let me flip my camera now. But that is what I wanted to let you know. Everyone in here should have their whys written down somewhere that they can constantly reflect on it. So they will do. Thank you. You are most welcome, right? So they can constantly reflect on it, because times, I promise you, they will get hard. Christy, good morning. They will get hard. You are going to get discouraged. But when you go back and you look at why you started, you will most certainly be able to shake that off and continue pushing forward. Okay? Now, remember, the only thing stopping them, right, from success is the story they keep telling themselves, that they're not worthy. So we are going to start preaching and telling our brains what we want it to believe, because the brain is a powerful thing. Your brain is going to believe what you tell it. If you start telling yourself, I can't do this, oh my gosh, she's succeeding, I'm not, you are going to believe it. So you're going to stay there, because you already trained yourself to believe that you're never going to be successful. Okay? Remember, their unique voice, journey, and rhythm matters, right? Your unique voice, journey, and rhythm matters, right? So show up as you. Someone out there needs their version of this message, not a filtered copy of someone else. Okay? Your voice matters in this space, and I'm going to tell you why, right? People don't buy from perfect, right? They buy from real, okay? Creators you're comparing yourself to, that person might have a better brand, but you have a better testimony, right? So never underestimate the power of storytelling. Girl, it's a struggle. I get it, babe, but I am here to tell you no more. I am here to give you guys that motivation to beat that comparison and show up authentically you, okay? Your story, right? Your struggles, your growth is your superpower. I tell you guys all the time, when I say storytell, a lot of people automatically think that I am telling you to put all your business out there. And that is not what I am saying, guys. What I am telling you is that your story has power, whatever that is. Maybe you want to share that you are a single mom and that is a struggle. Maybe you want to share how your partner is not supportive with your business, right? Whatever you want to share what you feel comfortable putting out there. Because I can guarantee you like 100% that someone else out there resonates with your story. And that's how they're going to connect with you. Through your story. Not through you selling a product. They don't care. They don't know yet. They don't know yet that your product is the solution to their pain. They don't know that. But you first need to have them, trust them, and fall in love with you before they start seeing the bigger picture. Use that story ethically. It must be true 1,000%. 1,000%. Okay, you need to be very honest. Okay, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I am very honest about my story, very raw about how I got here, how long it took me to get here. Okay, all the times that I pulled my hair. Okay. And I've been able to share. There's been times that I'm like, I don't know if I want to share that, right? But when I'm ready, I do share it, okay? And the amount of times that people connect with me through my stories, guys, I'm building that trust-like factor there. You are never going to see me chase you for sales. That is not me. People come into my life, they connect with me, and then they're like, okay, well, I'm ready to start, and I want to do it through you because I connected through you because of this and this. Guys, you know me. You won't catch me over here telling you like, you need to buy this right now. Because if you don't buy it right now, you're going to fail. You're never going to make money. No, not over here. Not over here, okay? And again, you don't need to be the loudest or the trendiest voice in your niche. You just need to be clear, consistent, and committed, right? Don't and don't be like the people that lie. Don't lie, guys. Like when I tell you that this space, people be clocking your tea. People be clocking your tea. If you guys have been in this space for a while, there was this girl, right, that was posting income claims on Stan Store in her lives that she had made $1 million, like over $1 million, and somebody clocked her tea, right, and said that was a lie. That was so embarrassing. Oh my God. If you guys know, I don't like to drop names, but that was like all over TikTok. Chris, you're laughing because you know who I'm talking about. I want it to be known. My story starts from is that too far? No, it's never too far. I'm talking about you can story tell to the way that you grew up. I story tell about how I was brought up all the time. How my mom told me that I would never amount to anything when I got pregnant at the age of 16. So I went and proved her wrong. I went ahead, got an associate's, got a bachelor's degree, got a master's degree. That is something that I share through storytelling. Okay? So you don't need to put a timestamp on what you want to share. Okay? That is the power, guys, of storytelling. Oh, let me breathe. Okay? Your audience, again, doesn't need more noise. They need hope, guys. Hope. They need someone who's honest about their journey, not just the results. So please be that hope for them by being honest. Okay? Let me pause there. Any questions? Any questions? Be honest and be very ethical. Like I said, be ethical. I teach you guys how to be ethical all the time. How does the whole structure go when you're telling your story to telling your product? How far? Okay. So I think what you mean, nothing to be ashamed of. You prove them all wrong. That is the greatest. Exactly. When somebody tells me you're not going to do this or you can't do this, I'd be like, watch me. Okay. So the way I storytell, right? And then I say, but I am not a person that sits still, or I am not a person that remains, that settles for less, right? And then I bring it back to why I started this business, right? And if they're ready to break free from whatever it is that's tying them back down, then they can start that journey too. That's how I bring it back. That's how I always bring it back to my offer. Okay. And not every storytell video needs to be you showcasing an offer. It could just be that you just wanted to share that. And if somebody resonates, you can just say, if you resonated with me, just drop a heart emoji in the comments or share your story or whatever it is. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by that. Leanne, thank you so much for the follow. Right? You're not too late, right? You're not too far behind. You are just getting started. Okay? Any questions? Whew. This was, like I said, guys, like I will repeat again, right? You against you. You are going forward. From this day forward, you are going to start comparing yourself to the older version of you, the new version, or the future you, okay? And if you are still struggling with comparison syndrome, let me know. Let your girl know over here, because I'm going to stand right behind you and I'm going to push you so hard that comparison is going to snap out of you like instantly, okay? And I'm sorry, but I have to do it. Okay? I have to do it. Let's see. So let's go ahead and recap everything we went through, right? Comparison doesn't get to write your story. Okay. You do. I want you to write your story. I need you to keep showing up for your goals, even when it feels like no one is watching. Okay. Because you're the one who needs to watch yourself win. You are the one that needs to cheer for yourself. You are the one that needs to be your biggest cheerleader. I tell you guys all the time, okay? You need to learn how to cheer for you. Okay? I be hyping myself up like there's no tomorrow. You need to learn how to do that. And it all, I'm sorry guys that I sound so repetitive, but I promise you that it all has to do with you working on your mindset. Does SWC cover everything that DWA has? No. No, it doesn't. They're very different. You know what you can do if you want to compare it? Pretty pause. You know what you could do? You can open up DWA modules, right? Since you already have DWA, and go click the link in my bio for SWC. And it literally, when you open it, it gives you a list of all the modules. So like that you can compare, but you're going to see that they are very different. I don't know why, but SWC is definitely a course that stands in its own lane. So check it out. I feel like that would be the easiest way to compare them, is by having both like the module list next to each other. I get a lot of people in my lives and then they disappear down to one or two. Okay. One thing I'm going to tell you is that when you start going live, you are not going to get the engagement that you want. You're going to have people in and out, 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 and that is okay. Okay. And I need you popular. Thank you. And I need you to be okay with that. Okay. The more consistent you are, I'm not even in school yet. Oh no. You're still waiting to get approved, so pretty pause. You know what you could do? You see the person that you bought DWA from, pull up their store and pull up DWA as if you were going to purchase it. And then in another tab, pull up my store and pull up, and act like you're going to buy SWC. Right? And it's going to pull up the modules. Like literally the landing page has a list of all the modules that we have in there. Okay. Even if you're not on school, that is completely fine. I would suggest doing it that way. Okay. If you really want to compare the difference. Okay. So back to you. Okay. So the lives, until you don't start taking it very, 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 very serious, and start going like consistently at the same time, you're never going to get, like, for the longest time. And guys, I've been going live like really consistent for like over a year now. Okay. So I am now getting like a lot of traction on my page, right? Because I take this very serious. But at the beginning, I only had between 3 to 5 people on my lives. But at the beginning, like the first month, it would be like 2 to 3. 2 to 3, and they would just like jump in and out. Okay, so that is okay. Don't focus on the numbers, okay? Don't focus on the numbers. Okay, I have DWA and SWC is the course to go with. Thank you, Christy, for saying that. I don't have DWA, so I can't tell her how they compare, right? I can't say how they compare. So that's why I kind of like told her to pull them up so that she can compare the two. I'm a beginner and wasn't told about the beginner classes. See that? And that's the problem. And that is the problem. People don't take the time to educate you and tell you like how to learn, but you need to just focus on learning your product before you go out there, because it just builds confidence. Okay. Any other questions? But again, when you start going live, test it out, right? I don't want you going live one day at 4 o'clock, the other day at 8 a.m. You are most welcome. I need you to, when you start going live, I want you to test it out. Maybe for a week, go live in the morning. Maybe for another week, go live in the afternoon. Maybe for another week, go live at night and see what works for me. Unfortunately, I am only able to go live in the morning, so that whether it works for you guys or not, that's the only time I can go live. You know what I mean? So that's the only time you're going to catch me live unless something happens. You know what I mean? So once again, comparison doesn't get to write your story. You do, right? So keep showing up for your goals, even when it feels like no one's watching, okay? Because you're the one who needs to watch yourself win. Last but not least, mind your business, okay? Show up. Post anyway, learn anyway, build anyway. You don't need to be the loudest. You just need to be you, period, with a T at the end, okay? This live wasn't about being better than anyone, guys. It was about being better for you. Thank you so much for my roses. Now I need you to go be bold, be consistent, and mind your damn business, because that's where your breakthrough lives. Okay, that is exactly where it is. Okay, so instead, I'm going to do things a little bit different today. So instead of spicy affirmations, I have something better for you today. And can I just say that before I jump off and I give you what I have for you today, I won't be live. I will be on vacation, guys, right? Starting tomorrow. Thank you so much for my crown. I love how I put it on like one of my pictures, right? I won't be live I won't be live till like probably next week on Thursday, right? Because I'm going to be on vacation till next Tuesday. Okay, so, but I am going to be showing up. I am going to be I have a series, actually. It's called the Mind Your Business series. So every day I am going to be posting a reel, right? It's called the Mind Your Business. And I'm obviously going to let you know in the stories, like go check it out. And I'm going to live the vacation, right? Through the story so that you guys can live it with me. Okay, so just know that if you guys don't catch me live the next couple of days, is because I'm on vacation, right? I deserve it. I work hard, so I deserve this vacation, right? So what I have for you today, Galatians 6:4-5 says, let each one examine his own work, then he can take pride in himself alone and not compare himself to someone else. You really do deserve it. We all do. We all do. Absolutely. Right? That was number one, right? Number two, Psalms 139:14, right? I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Enjoy your vacation to the fullest. Well deserved. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And last but not least, right? Proverbs 16:3. Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. Okay? Whatever you're hoping for, whatever you are claiming, leave it in God's hands, and I promise you, you will get there. You need to have faith in yourself, right? Trust your process. I promise you will get there. Okay? We are all going up from here. I said it, 2025 is a year that we need to be very intentional. Leslie, good morning. We need to be very intentional. We need to be taking action and let the magic happen on its own. Hello, of course, I'm going to be taking lots of pictures. I'm going to make sure that I keep my stories extremely busy because I want you guys to live the vacation with me. Thank you so much for my heartbeat. So like I said, I really hope that this live with comparison syndrome helped you. If you missed it, don't worry. I am going to be adding it to my YouTube channel later today, so that you guys can pretty much go back and listen to it whenever you need that motivation, right? Of the comparison trap. If you are stuck in the comparison trap, you can go back and listen to it. That's really helped me a lot. Oh my God, that is exactly what I want to hear. Thank God. Oh, I'm so late. Don't worry. I got you, Leslie. So I have 2 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions for me? Any questions at all? Please drop them in the comments. Any questions? Like I said, guys, we are all winning. We are all going to win. It's just, okay, go ahead. Ask away. I want to make sure that, I don't leave any unanswered questions before I jump off. Whew. How do you go back to your lives? What do you mean? What do you mean by how do you go back to your lives? So you see when you go into TikTok that you're getting, if that's possible, how do you go? Okay. So you go into TikTok Studio, right, on your profile, and then you're going to tap over on the right hand side. You're going to see lives, and then you're going to have the option to live events, which is to schedule your lives or live replays. So you go and you click on the live replays, and it allows you to save the live replay. What the heck am I going to do tomorrow morning without you? She also posts it on her YouTube channel. Thank you, Deanna. I got you. I told you I am going to have a Mind Your Business series for you guys. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that. That is going to be your motivation, okay? That is going to be your motivation. I am going to make sure I post it early in the morning before when I'm at the airport, okay? So that will be the motivation, okay? And I love you guys, and thank you so much for all the faith, all the love you guys have in me. Like I truly appreciate it. But please, I don't want you guys to wish for the days to go by fast, because I really need to like embrace and like my vacation. I don't want the days to go by fast, okay? So once again, thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Give me like about an hour and a half. Thank you so much, Jennifer. You made me feel better. What you said today, I was getting depressed. No more depression. We got this. I tell you guys all the time, we are all winning. It's just a matter of time when, okay? It's just a matter of time when. Remember, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. Believe a little bit in yourself. Just trust yourself a little bit more. And please work on your mindset, okay? Work on your mindset. Be blessed and enjoy your phone down. Yes, I will. Trust me, I will. So again, have a fantabulous day. Have a fantabulous week. And I will see you next week. Bye.